of 2Trill for the Spirit TV on Afrovibes TV network. I'm your host, Deon Garcia, Able Music Empire.
Man, Miguel, TR Apparel.
Tomas from Out of Control Creations. It's Kenny.
It's Kenny, not Candy, so what's your name?
I don't know how sweet you think I am.
That's a stripper name, by the way, from you. Anyway,
Hey, yeah, you can call me for that. I got you.
today we want to talk about
Just try to make some money.
misleading the community, misleading the people in today's society, just because you have a little cloud on, I guess, on social media, or you have a little followers on there, man. We're gonna let my boy Miguel run it right now.
Man, y'all already know how I get about stuff like that.
Hold on.
Look,
Go, Tommy.
I don't know how you get. Tell me.
I take certain things personal, bro, because it's certain people, and I'm not even gonna put myself in a circle, you know, or whatever. But I see certain people out here who really do stuff for the community. You know what I'm saying? Who really try to guide the community the right way. Like, you got real OGs who's been through stuff, who've been to the penitentiary, you know, who come home and tell you, like, you know, all this gang related penitentiary stuff that stays in the penitentiary. That's not supposed to leave the penitentiary.
That's
Once you leave them gates, that stays. Them politics stay in them gates. You know what I'm saying? Them politics don't run out here in the free world. You know, so for you to even claim anything out here in the free world that's penitentiary related, you already, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying, you already, like, you shouldn't, you know what I'm saying, what are you doing that for? Because you can't grow it out here. You know, you can't do nothing with out here other than tell stories, that's it. You can't recruit nobody out here. You can't do none of that. So what's the point? You know, now if you're going to try to guide the community, you're going to try to get closer to the youth and try to guide them, why keep bragging about how easy it is to be, to break the law, or how easy it is to go rob somebody or go do this? You know what I'm saying? You're bragging about it, like, openly, you know? And I don't think that's cool, because, like I said, there's people out here who are really trying to help people. And when we have people like that, they water down the whole process. They water down everything that all these people put so much hard work into, to being able to accomplish a little bit. I'm talking about, like, you have certain boxing gyms, you know, where the coaches don't even get paid a lot of money. They coming out of pocket, you know, trying to get t-shirts, trying to get gloves, and trying to get the stuff that they need for their gym so the kids can stay out of trouble. You have people like that. I respect people like that, because they're putting in the work for the community to make a difference, you know? And then you have clowns out here, and I'm gonna say it, and y'all got a problem when you come see me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know where I'm at 6 days a week, you know? I'm at the store from 9 to 7, so pull up. We ain't even got to talk about it. Don't get on the internet about it. Just come see me. You know, because if you're a clown, I don't have no respect for you. We could run it however you want to run it. You know, because there's no point on you misleading the community so you could try to make yourself look good. You know, trying to brag about things that don't matter, cars, clothes, jewelry, stuff like that. How does that matter to somebody that hasn't ate today? How does that matter to somebody who's seeing their mom struggle because she can't pay the bills, she can't keep food on the table, she can't, you know, make rent? How does that encourage them to do any better by you clowning on them or talking on them because they're not dressed a certain way, but yet you call yourself doing something for the community or helping the community? How? You know, just because you walk around saying you're doing something for the community, okay, what are you doing for the community though? You know, that's why it's a lot easier to not brag about what you do. It's a lot easier to not throw it in people's faces. You know what I'm saying? Because then people gonna want to know, okay, well, what is it that you really do? Like, what can I come to you? You know, me as Miguel from TR Apparel, how can I come to you and be like, look, bro, this is what I got going on. You know, I'm reaching out to the youth. We help boxing gyms. You know, we'll donate clothing to certain events. We have an event, when is it, June 29th? You know, we're sponsoring clothes. I'm gonna put all the information on my TikTok, and then we'll give you all the information for that too. Anybody wants to donate clothes for the children and stuff like that, I do those type of things. I'm involved in them type of things in a real way, you know. So if you call yourself doing something for the community, how can I reach out to you, and what do you have to offer? Because if all you got to offer is jokes and videos and misleading, you know, the community, then what are you really doing, bro? You know, and a lot of people want to hide and be like, oh, it's hate this, or he's hating about this, hating about that. What is there to hate about?
It's always something.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because what is there? Because with a person like that, they want to start talking about materialistic things and stuff like that. And that's not something I want to bring up. And that's not something I want to talk about because I don't have a lot of it, but we could talk about it. And that's what, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's going to come down to. We could talk about it, you know?
But who
So,
listens?
you know, but that's the thing.
People do
you know,
tend to listen more to materialistic.
you know what I'm saying? And we can talk about it, but it's not about that. The whole thing is we're supposed to be uplifting and helping the community. You know what I'm saying? Especially the youth.
Yeah.
There's only so much we can do for people our age. There's only so much we can do for the people, you know what I'm saying, who are already in certain situations
ways.
and set in their ways, you know. But the point is to reach out to the youth and show the youth, man, no matter where we all come from, everybody in this room on this table right now comes from a different place, you know, a different side of a town, but we all live through certain situations and certain things that bring us together and we can relate to each other. You know, so that's what makes it easy for us to help each other because we've been through some real things together. So to have somebody that's not really trying to make a difference, you know, I feel like it's our responsibility to call them out and let people know, man, like that is not a person that you need to reach out for help. And like I said, a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, he's hating. And there's a reason why I'm not saying nobody's name right now, because I don't want to give them the exposure and you know what I'm saying? They win out of this. But I will shine the light on. Look at the people in your community, on the situation. Look at the people in your community. Look who's trying to speak up. Look who's talking about making a difference and see what they're really doing. Are they really just talking? Can you really call them at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, and tell them what you're going through and they're going to do something? Or they're going to tell you, man, I'm going to sleep, I'm going to call you in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we need to be looking at. That we need to really, like, shine the light on the people who are really doing something positive. And like I said, this don't have nothing to do with me. This is not a pick me campaign. I don't care. Y'all can leave me all the way out of it. It is a bigger picture. It's bigger than just one person. It's about the community. You know, that's how we make a difference in the community. There's no difference in if you know somebody up the street, keep breaking in people's houses. Like, bro, you gonna either I'm gonna holler at you personally, or we're gonna have to figure something out. You can't keep doing that. You know,
Change it. Yeah.
you're messing up the community. You're the problem, so we're gonna figure out a way to fix that problem. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel about it. But I don't even want to get too like, you know, out of character with it. But I really do feel like I don't respect that. You know, because dropping videos talking about your clothing and your cars and stuff like that, but who are you really helping, or what are you really doing? You know, because it's easy to get a couple of 100 followers, a couple of 1,000 followers on social media and go to these jewelers and tell them, hey man, look, I got a TV station, I have this I'm involved in, I have that I'm involved in, you know, and just get them to sponsor you on anything. You know, they'll give you a watch, they'll give you rings, they'll give you a grill, they'll give you a bracelet, necklace, whatever you want. They're gonna give you all that because they know they're gonna get the exposure behind it. They don't care what you're talking about, they don't care what you're selling, they don't care what you're buying. The only one thing they care about is the exposure. They're gonna give you that grill. They're gonna give, man, everything that I have, me personally, everything that I have, I've worked for it, I've earned it. It don't matter how I did it, when I did it, if I was young, if I was, I did it myself. Everything. You know what I mean? So I don't have a reason to hate no man for whatever it is they have. If you have more than me, God bless you, my brother. You must have worked a lot harder than I did. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have as much as I did, man, maybe you should put in a little bit more work. You know, there's absolutely no hate in my blood for anybody. You know, if you're doing better than me, you must deserve it. I don't look at nobody with any kind of hate. So for anybody to sit there and say that I'm hating on them or that I'm trying to steal a spotlight on them, it don't work like that. I just feel like we need to bring awareness to this, and we need to put a stop to it. Because the more I see it, it's like popping up all over social media, and these dudes not doing nothing. Because outside of social media, we don't know where to find you. Outside of social media, we Google your company and nothing pops up. You know? So what's really going on? Who are you really guiding?
There's the one thing I want to say. How is a person, anybody gonna take you serious? You the narratives you're speaking are mixed messages. One, you got a video oh, we do this educational center, we help this and that. And next minute you're talking about these pussies and fuck this and, you know what I'm saying, staying on business. You're not staying on business, bro. I've been incarcerated, you know what I'm saying, about 20 years, man. That ain't even cool. There's nothing to brag about. You know what I'm saying? I was part of a prison gang, and I hardly speak of that shit because it's like my boy said, that shit stays in there. Not one time I came on, you know, the radio station and expressed that I'm a homeboy, this and that. People know me. I'm trying to be an example, a real example for my people that been in the system like me. They come home and do radio, do TV, and say, look, I want, you know what I'm saying, the homeboy's doing good, man. I want, you know what I'm saying, can homeboy help me out? That's what I want to be. I want to be a role model. I want to come on here and talk, you know what I'm saying, there's all these pussies and this and that, and God will bless, and this. That don't mean nothing out here, man. That don't mean a motherfucking thing out here, man. And then when the right person catches up to you, man, you're gonna have to pay for that. You're gonna have to answer for that, man. And I'm speaking, I'm saying, this is real facts, man. I'm saying, you're talking all this freely on it, man. When they catch up with you, man, that's your ass, man. That's your ass, man. So you created that problem. You set the narratives for yourself. You put that energy out there. You got to receive it, man. You got to take it like a man, man. But my thing is, you know what I'm saying, you speaking up on these, like you a positive role model, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, uplifting the community and you helping this and that, but you back on there talking, you know what I'm saying, using the prison gang as you know what I'm saying, like your backbone and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? That ain't even cool, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll never do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man, you know what I'm saying, regardless. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stand on 10, man. And I think that's, you know what I'm saying, if you're a real person, if you're a real gangster, you should stand the way, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Teach, you know what I'm saying, the youngsters, you know what I'm saying, this is not the right way to go, you know what I'm saying? Instead of getting on there, you know what I'm saying, sending mixed messages, you know what I'm saying, that shit ain't even cool, man. Because like I tell you, man, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have to answer for all that, man.
I don't have plenty of people. I'm thankful, you know, that I've never been in prison. You know, I've had little situations. I've really been blessed to be able to get out of them every time, you know. But I've never been in prison. But I've had enough family members and I've had enough, you know, friends and associates that have been in prison to know a little bit about the politics and how that goes. And you know, honestly, everybody has their own opinion about everything, you know, but I don't think I couldn't see me fixing my mouth to say that it's easy to go to prison, you know, especially when I built enough motion for people to be looking at me in any kind of inspirational way, or for me to say that I'm trying to inspire people, and then for me to sit here and say it's easy to sell drugs, it's easy to rob people, it's easy to do this, it's easy. What's so easy about it? And why would you be telling the younger generation that it's easy? You're encouraging them to go do it because you're telling them it's easy. Why don't you tell them it's easy to get a job? You know what I'm saying? It's not hard like it used to be hard. Before, you used to have to go to the place, get an application. I'm a little bit older, so I don't laugh at me, but you have to go to the place, get an application, fill it out, fill out the paper, turn it in, talk to them people in person. Now, you can sit at home and fill out 20 applications a day online. That's easy. Getting you a Instagram or getting you some kind of social media and running up your followers, getting a following, finding people to sponsor you on whatever it is that you're doing. That's a little bit easier. You know what I'm saying? Being in prison, being shackled every time you want to go from one place to the next, somebody telling you what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat, when to go to sleep. What's easy about that? Maybe I'm just small-minded or something, but I can't process any of that being easy. Me having to share a room with a whole bunch of men, you know what I'm saying? How is that easy?
No, they
You have to sit down and urinate. You can't even, you go to a restroom now, you stand up, urinate. You're in prison, you gotta sit down and urinate because you can't get, you know what I'm saying, splatter all over. That ain't gonna happen. You telling me that's easy? How? How you dare tell young people that's easy? And then you wanna fix your mouth and say you're doing something for the community. How?
What are you thinking?
I don't know. I ain't never been past county.
Just no, but I'm talking about this in general, man. Like, no.
My bad.
I ain't never spent no more than like 2 or 3 days in jail.
Yeah.
And that's always been like getting traffic, stupid. be as.
No, but I'm talking about the overall.
No, I get what you're saying, because I've always said there needs to be more role models, and that's one of the problems with the country. Period, is there's no fathers in the household at all,
Yeah.
and that's a lot of where it starts. That's my opinion. You asked.
Yeah, no, I feel you, bro. My whole thing is, like I said, stop misguiding the
But with there being no fathers, like you said, you got to step up. Somebody's got to step up and say, "Hey, man, yeah, the shit you see on social media is cool and everything, but man, go look at a lot of them. A lot of these motherfuckers getting caught up in a lot of shit, bro.
I'm surprised with all these gun violence more and got heavy and heavier.
Bro, look at that. Yellow Beezy just got locked up for being a part of the shit that got what's homeboy killed. What was that other rapper? Mo 3. Yeah. So he got. Yeah, so all that shining and yeah, that's on me. Oh, it's on you. It's fixing to be on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and that somebody should have never had anything to do with something like that. He was set. He was set. Just leave it alone. Well, for what?
Yeah, but they're artists though. That's different than somebody. They're everybody. You look at an artist.
That shouldn't be different though, bro. That's the ultimate platform. That's one of the ultimate reaching out. That's who needs to be saying, hey, yeah, we went through this shit, but okay, we obviously got out of it.
Yeah, but that's music though. It's different. You don't look at a boxer. You don't look at a boxer and then want to go fight everybody you see in the street.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it was a boxing match. You don't see UFC fighters fighting, and then you think you can go be a UFC fighter.
No,
you know, you
people
listen to
do
music.
listen to
So you listen to
Money Mayweather about his money ideas.
Yeah,
People do take his financial advice. They take advice, bro. You look at it that way. Other people don't look at it that way. That's what you got to understand.
Before it gets any
Taylor Swift can go out and buy a T-shirt, and then next thing you know, it could be your T-shirt, dog. And then tomorrow you be a millionaire. Wrong or right?
Yeah, it's just that
but
one.
you talking about
Influence
as in fashion. though. I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking about
I'm talking
influence. Period.
Yeah,
I'm talking about influence.
You're talking about on a whole nother platform, though. I'm talking about the people in the community, the people that your kids see. Taylor Swift, they see her on the street. The people we're talking about is the people that kids are going to see them at Burger King. They're going to see them at McDonald's. They're going to see them at the neighborhood park.
I see
That's
what you're saying.
It's completely different.
I get what you're
You
saying.
can control what happens in your neighborhood. You can't control what happens on BET.
Mm,
You have more control. Let me rephrase what I said.
yes, you have more of a
control,
chance control.
You know what I'm saying? Over your community than you do on BET or a big platform like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get to.
But that's my point with it. That's what they look at, bro, and it's
It's a debate.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
where it starts.
you know what I'm saying?
That's how I feel like. Like I said, there's no fathers in the homes. There's not.
There's no guidance.
I said that before on the podcast or probably on the TV shows that the social media, regardless whether it's artists, activists, or anything.
Yeah, it's not just artists.
It's whatever you put out there.
It could be a movie star, bro.
You're influenced. You're
Yeah, you're
influenced. I'm saying, like,
influencer,
you could be a model on there or
Yeah.
bodybuilder on there. But if you go saying you're trying to
Fitness
show a workout
instructor.
video and then go to show talk about saying anything negative, man, you're pushing the wrong narrative. You know what I'm saying? It's just a narrative's a wrong narrative, no matter if you're in the community or not. But we're gonna go to a commercial break. When we'll be back, we're gonna talk about what a real gangster is. Stay tuned. We're back with another episode from our commercial break, man. We're gonna touch on the subject. What is a real gangster? I'm gonna let my boy Miguel tell his definition of what he thinks a real gangster is.
Man, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't have no idea what a real gangster is because my whole life I've been trying to be a gentleman. You know what I mean? I ain't never wanted to be a gangster. I don't know how to be a gangster. I don't know nothing about it. It sounds cool and all in movies and stuff like that, but I just want to be like, what I'm saying, just smooth with it. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody dressed nice all the time, softly spoken. They can move a mountain with words. They don't lose too much control. They always just cool, copacetic through life. You know what I'm saying? You always see them just so, like, they just enjoying everything about life, and you don't even know why. I've always wanted to be like that.
That could be gangster to somebody else.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know nothing
Yeah.
about it, so I don't want to mislead y'all and tell y'all how I wanted to be gangster, how I wanted to do gangster things. To me, you know, that's being a gentleman. You know, holding the door open for people. You know, helping people, being courteous, being generous. You know, moving through life like that. Making, you know, I don't want to say making more friends than enemies, but just moving through life through doing what I feel like is right. You know, because at the end of the day, every night and every morning I have to pray. You know, I have to pray to them, and I have to make sure that I'm good with them. It's not about being good with any other living being other than myself. I can look myself in the mirror, look myself dead in the eyes, and have a conversation with myself, with my soul, because I'm okay with the way I move. I don't feel no regrets like I did anybody dirty or nothing like that. So I couldn't tell y'all nothing about being a gangster, but you know, and to me, that's my definition of being a gentleman. And I think that's cool, you know, and the way people treat me, the love I get, the respect I get everywhere I go. I'm talking about, I'm in New York, New Jersey, everywhere, North Carolina, South Carolina. I'm everywhere, you know, and everywhere I go, I'm welcome. Whether it be in the hood or it be, you know, in a nice little office somewhere in a round table where we're gonna speak about some type of business or something, you know, is all love, and you know, in both ways is love and respect everywhere I go. So I, I couldn't tell y'all nothing about being a gangster. It's just that's my definition of being a gentleman, and to me it worked. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you feel about that.
What's your definition of a real gangster, Thomas?
Me? Nah, I can't really tell you, man. Well, the life that I've been through, and she's, I had to change it up too. So I couldn't even show it because I had two boys. So you know, that's a big thing. And stuff. But me, it's more about acknowledgement. You know, understanding what really a gangster can do to help people. Again, to the community. You know, help the community. Better yet, you know, you're speaking your words to what you want to do. You make sure you do it. You know. I've said that every time when we talk all the time. I said it to them. We're gonna say something. You stick up to what you said, because if not, man, those are
That's all
words
you
that
have
come
is
back.
word.
Huh?
That's all you got.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, true gangsters back in the day, Capone and all of them, bro, they
They
did
were-
take care of the community.
Yeah.
They did. They were about, you know, going against government and everything, but they did take care of the community.
Yeah. That's what I did when I had my store open too and stuff. I saw I tried to. I mean, everything was around me was, you know, people that
Help
wanted
the
to help
people
each other.
around you, bro.
Yeah.
Take care of thy neighbor.
Yeah, well, we went around. Yeah, so
He's known me since he grew up like being around the street where I grew up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
When my dad would barbecue almost every weekend, and my
That's a
dad
good thing.
fed the whole street. I'm talking about literally from the beginning of the street. We lived down a dead end. From the beginning of the street to the end of the street. Saturday and Sunday, my dad was barbecuing. Saturday and Sunday, come get a plate. The
Yeah.
whole street already knew, come get a plate. It wasn't like, no, this neighbor, yes, that, no, everybody. So I grew up seeing my dad do that. You know, my dad, he would always take care of your people, take care of your street. You know, your people gonna love you. They're gonna look out for you. You know, you get everybody's respect, and people know how you move, man. And when there's problems in your neighborhood, people will come look for you. Like say, but look, this happened, that happened. How can we fix it? How can we do? But for people to come look for you and you be able to solve problems that people are having and stuff and be able to stop the violence, that's a beautiful feeling, bro. Not even about bragging or nothing like that, but just your word alone, me telling you, look, bro, I give you my word, I'm gonna go talk to him, we're gonna figure it out. And people putting a pause to everything they got going on because you gave them your word. I don't know how to explain that to nobody, bro. You know, that goes back to being a gentleman. I say because people respect your word because they know you're a gentleman of your word. You're a man of your word, bro. You're out here trying to be a gangster, trying to be a thug, trying to be tough. No, they know your main priority is keeping that respect that you have, and you're gonna do what you got to do to keep that respect. And people trust you for that, and they know that they can depend on you, and you're gonna do the right thing for both parties, bro.
it's not
it's
about street credit at all. There's
It's
no
not.
such thing as that. Right now,
No, especially back then, because doing it back then, there were no cameras everywhere. There was no social media. There was no.
nothing. Just work
People
out.
did it back then to just genuinely be good people.
Yeah.
My parents were the same way. Not saying that we fed the block, but we had the swimming pool. We had people come over because they had the HBO. That's when Tyson and all them were fighting in the 90s.
Same thing.
So when all that boxing stuff was down, always they would let people
That's
come
my
over
dad,
to
too.
watch it. My parents weren't sports people at all. They didn't. They would literally buy pay-per-views and shit just to let everybody come over and have somewhere to hang out and not have any issues.
Just, exactly, to keep the peace. Because everybody would
The whole
go.
block
And
was
so
there.
it was the same thing with having, you know, people, the kids over from my friends from the neighborhood over, because if we were hanging out at the house, they knew we were safe, everything was cool, there was nothing going on. Plus, we lived on dead end too, so you know there was no issues.
And that's what I'm talking about, bro. Like the respect that people have for your dad.
And we were the only white people
I
in
know
the
that's what-
neighborhood for the most part.
And everybody,
Why had to be white?
and there will be no problems over it because it was a majority
It was.
Hispanic.
But like when I say I grew up with this, bro, I literally grew up in this.
You know what I'm saying? So it's cool, bro.
When
You got
you say you've been on his street, I'm literally just the next block. Literally just
Oh,
the
no,
next
okay.
block. On Mitchell.
Oh, Mitchell, okay.
Yeah, that's where I grew up, dude.
Damn.
Party and all that, and down Gulf Bank where them Exxon tanks are right before the bike, bro. I used to be over there on my dirt bike tearing that shit up all the time.
We used to run through that.
Man, we used to run from cops and all kinds of shit over
say
there.
that.
bro. I'm saying it. I'm man. Statute of limitations is not up on
The
that.
golf course. Right,
Yeah, that's over there in the back. You know.
We used to go back there and play paintball. That's gangster, dog. You can't do that shit no more.
yeah.
I can't let my kid take off on a dirt bike and be gone all day, even with a fucking cell phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when put you down.
Yeah, you don't want to see that side of me. You don't fuck with us. You don't want to see it, and that's why I can't do it. Because as soon as somebody does try, I mean, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I know what I'm gonna do.
And that's, to me, that's the grown up part, bro. That's what makes you a man, when you know, I know what I could do, but I know how much I have to lose. You know what I'm saying? Doing it right.
Yeah.
That's what it
Yeah.
is. Like,
But some of these fucking idiots out there might put you in a position real fast, and you ain't got a choice.
Exactly. And
that's
actually, because
self-defense, though, but that's self-defense.
yeah.
No, it is.
There's a difference between
It is,
that's
but
gonna be on-
self-defense still costs.
Yes. And
No, I'm here to tell you, dog. It don't matter.
man,
I don't give a shit what they say. You guilty to proving innocent.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna come back and sue you.
Yeah, I'm gonna sue you.
Yeah, you gotta kill him.
Yeah,
You gotta kill him. If
Nah.
you shoot somebody, you gotta kill him.
Even then, you still gonna have to fight it.
But I'm telling you, you gotta kill him because then you open up yourself to the lawsuit.
Well, I'm gonna sue him.
You're gonna sue who?
Whoever run up on me.
Self-defense.
Self-defense.
I get what you're
So
saying.
if I had to pay an attorney to keep me from going to prison and all this because you try to come up on me,
I get what you're
and I can
saying,
prove
but
it's
you gotta
self-defense,
hope that
I'm
they
suing.
got something, dog.
they gonna have something. They got a mom, they got a brother, they got something. We suing.
But
you know,
you know what I'm saying?
I just think that the best gangster way of doing things right now, help the community, make yourself count. You know,
gangster is doing what you should be doing when nobody's fucking looking.
I agree with Kenny. Being gangster is not even helping your community, because if you're just helping the community trying to be gangster, that's not gangster. You know what I'm saying? It's about doing what you feel is right in your heart.
Even when nobody's
Even
looking.
when nobody's looking, if you feel like it's right to help your community, do it. There might be some events or some community things that people come to you about and you say no to. I've said no to plenty of things. I'm not gonna just sit here and I'm like I'm just godly and yeah, I say yes to everything. Some things that just don't make no sense to me, and I'll tell him, say, bro, that don't make no sense to me. I don't want to do it. He'd be like, man, bro, look at it like this. Okay, but then look at it like this. Like, you know what I'm saying?
like, but no, but
Yeah.
still no.
You know what I'm saying? Because he has a lot of, a lot to do with everything I do. Like I said, I've known him since I was 11. We do a lot of business together.
No, did he?
Yeah. No.
Sorry, I gotta put that there.
No, baby.
Yeah.
But we do a lot of business together, so we've learned each other, and a lot of times I'm fast to close things off, say I don't want to do it, and then he'll come back and break it down, and I'll be like, all right, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna keep doing it, because it's bigger than just me, it's a team effort. So I can't let my ego get in the way and affect the team. So sometimes I gotta sit back and be like, okay, y'all right, I'm sorry, let's keep going. And it's been like
And
that.
vice versa.
Yeah, and then sometimes I am right, and I got to bring it up 2 or 3 times, but then they'll sit back and be like, man, for the first time ever, you were right. That made me feel good sometimes.
First time.
He's always right, but he just wants to make your partner.
Not always.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Not always.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you my definition of a real gangster, man, is turning your life around. If you're doing anything, while you're young, doing, I'm saying, the thugging, if you turn it around for the better, I'm saying, live your life helping others, changing your life around for your kids, you know what I'm saying, to teach them the right way, not to make the same mistakes you did. The most gangster person to me was my grandma. My grandma was about three foot something, and I would see her walk to the store. We lived in the projects on Curry Road, and she would walk to the store, and I would see dudes move out the way, and I never understood why. But my grandma was one of them. She knew everybody in the community, in the projects, and she would feed them just like y'all did. She would make tacos and feed, you know what I'm saying, the home, whatever. And people respected her. And if she seen you doing wrong, selling rocks on the corner, she would get on your ass like she was your grandma. And a lot of people would see her, they would run and like, oh, it comes on Sam, Miss Brother Rush, they put their dope up or whatever. And I'm like, damn,
She shamed him.
she about this little.
She shamed him.
But she come, you know what I'm saying, she tell you about yourself, man. And she would.
But that means they respected her like a motherfucker.
And my uncles, I had a bunch of uncles that were in and out of prison, and they would come and stay with her. And she would always, you know what I'm saying, like, free to get on their ass, you know what I'm saying, like, get up, get a job, you know what I'm saying. If they were trying to move drugs, she would throw that shit away. She was like, she was real, you know what I'm saying, like, she stood on business. You know what I'm saying? To me, she was the most gangsterous person I ever know because she used to get on my ass, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I would cuss or anything, she would, no matter how much she loved me, I was her favorite, she would still get on my ass. And that's gangster to me, man.
Yeah. Man, shout out to my boy Drip, man. He said it's about morals and codes, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's morals and codes. You know, you just gotta find what fits you, what's right for you. And because at the end of the day, even your closest friend, your closest family member, your closest whatever, can't make you feel good if you don't make yourself feel good. It's about how you feel about yourself. That's the aura you're gonna put out when you walk in the room. That's the energy.
Karma.
That's the everything. You know what I'm saying? The way you move, the way you feel, and the way you treat people is what makes you feel the way you feel. The way
What you
when
put out to the universe is what you shall receive.
I said that last time. Whatever the energy you put out, man, you're gonna get it right back.
And don't let somebody else's energy fuck yours off, man. I've seen that happen with people.
bro, what?
Oh, this person did me like that. Fuck them.
After a morning phone call or something.
Yeah.
This person did me that way. Fuck them. Why fuck them? Would you say that normally? Well, nah. Well, why you gonna let them put your energy in that spot right off the bat? It's the way I look at it.
And stop falling out with people behind other people.
There you go.
Stop falling out with them people because
That's everybody.
no, bro. Because some of y'all have some friends that you know are trash, and you know what I'm saying. If I got a friend,
That's called categorizing people. No, you gotta categorize them friends.
No, you just gotta let them go.
You gotta let him go.
You gotta let them go. Pray for them. And put them up in the wind like a little bird.
That's good. That'd be good for another topic on another episode. We about to end this episode. 2Trill with Spill TV on Afrovibes TV Network. Y'all tune in for the next episode, and we out, man.
Peace.